Practice for the Budweiser Shootout. It's a crowded house coming out of turn number 4. A 10-car pack heading for the line.
And you know, I guess it's because we haven't seen any race cars on the racetrack since November. But when I see these guys out here practicing like this in this first practice and running 2 and 3 wide and kind of bumping each other the way they are, it makes me a little nervous. I don't think it bothers them a bit.
Well, and you know, we talk about this all the time. This racetrack is plenty wide enough for 3 cars. But when you start bouncing around like we see them and one guy gets a little bit loose or picks up a front end push, that's when the big pack gets in trouble. Yeah,
and when that happens, Larry, you can let off the throttle. It makes no difference. That car has got a mind of its own at that point.
Watch Joey Logano in the 20 pull up on Dale Jr. and loosen him up here.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's classic push loose. You see how the car kind of it's actually the front tires are not gripping. So you crank wheel into it, and when the front tires do bite, then it snaps. And that's a worst case scenario. Give me one or the other. Give me loose or give me pushing, but don't give me both.
And then the bumps just magnify it. If it's loose, it gets looser through the bumps. If it's shoving the nose, it's going to shove it more.
Right. It's kind of down the back here. Then once you get into the corner where the bumps are, and the turns 3 and 4 is a little. It's not quite as bad, but you see that 18 car how it's just porpoising, pop, 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 and that's okay when you got a little bit of room. But like you said, Larry, you get somebody right on your outside and it starts hopping like that, you get behind on your steering in a hurry.
Now watch Greg Biffle. And the number 16 Ford coming off turn 4 here.
Up on the outside. Well, we see that so much right now, Larry. All these cars, again, it's push loose. They got a lot of wheel. You see he's got it, but all of a sudden the front end bites and that back end hops out.
You know, it's almost like we go back to last year. Turn 4 seemed to be a real problem for people with the car getting loose and sliding the nose.
Except when you're in the middle in turn 2, then
yeah.
that was pretty big too. I'd bring that baby in and work on it if it were me.
And you know, we just talked to him a while ago, and he talked about he felt like his car was too tight. The front end wasn't turning.
I might even bring that baby in, park it, and say I'm going to do TV.
Jeff Burton right now is the quickest car on track, Matt.
Mike, he's been on the bottom. He was 5th in line, 7th on line, went to the high side. Now he's dropped to the back. Earlier in the session, Burton said the car tight on entry and tight on exit and bouncing around a lot. They were going to work on trying to make the car feel a little more secure for him. After some changes went back out. Now he says the car is snappy loose. Now he's dropped to the back and he's debriefing with the crew guys, and they're getting ready for him to come back in to make more changes.
But you can just watch that car and you see the front tires. You got the wheel and the front end bites and the car wiggles. The front end bites and the car wiggles. I think most of these guys are fighting a little bit of a front grip problem.
You know, we talked about different driver crew chief combinations.
Trouble.
There we go. That's Mark Martin in the 5.
Oh man.
Jamie McMurray the 1.
Hamlin in the 11.
And it almost seems like this happens a lot in Budweiser Shootout practice.
Well, there's 2.5 junk race cars.
These cars are just really moving around a lot on the racetrack. Boy, that thing is killed.
All right, watch on the right side of your screen. Watch Mark Martin in the 5.
I think Hamlin must. Yeah, here comes Hamlin. Oh, he just gets into the right rear of Mark and turns Mark around and sets off a chain reaction wreck there with a lot of race cars.
Yeah, Biffle involved, goes to the infield.
29.
Yeah, Clint Boyer in that 29 was
29
involved.
got hit.
I think several cars got some type of damage.
Exactly. I think everybody's out of their car down there. Looks like everybody's okay.
Looks like Brian Vickers got the tail end of it. Now you're watching from the 5, Mark Martin's car. There's the bump.
Yeah.
And it's on from there. All right, let's have a look at it from turn 1.
You see Mark's kind of in the middle there, and Mark starts to move over just a little bit. And quite honestly, the 11 car just, it wasn't even that Mark crowded him. He just got into the back of him.
And the 11 had his teammate Joey Logano, the 20, actually pushing him.
Exactly. Well, that's what drove the 11 into Mark, was that the 20 was laid into him.
Well, and Logano had Matt Kenseth pushing him.
Yeah, that's what happens. You get these chain reaction deals. You see that outside line, everybody's coming. And, wow. Boy, McMurray, Mark, the 11. I believe the 83 may have gotten through there, Vickers, without hitting anything.
Now, you know, the box that this put these teams in, let's look at it one more time. This is looking from Casey Kane.
Keep coming. Okay, we just got a wreck.
There's 9 innings worth of hits there.
Got a feeling there's going to be some guys not happy with some guys here until they maybe get back to the garage. And Mark's saying, you know, dude, we just all kind of came together. Drivers, they can get that hand thing going on. Sorry. Yeah, you know, Denny's got a bad knee already. It didn't help him. Wrecks like that don't help injuries.
Now he's got a torn ACL from a pickup basketball game.
You know, I don't know about the 16, the 20, and the 29 as far as damage, but there's no question the 1, the 5, and the 11 is going to have to go to a backup car. And what I was going to say is normally if you crash with your Daytona 500 car after the Budweiser Shootout, your Budweiser Shootout car is your backup car. So unless these teams, and I got to believe a lot of them have a third car down here, right, because they're not going to go to their 500 car now. They'll have to go to a third car.
I got a good idea that a lot of them are calling the shop right now, and that third car is on a rollback coming from North Carolina.
Matt?
Well, Mike, the Shell team and many members of the entire Richard Childress Racing organization down looking over the 29 car of Kevin Harvick when Clint Boyer was behind the wheel, caught up in that accident. The damage report, the rear bumper cover smashed in considerably, a lot of damage to the right front. Also, the left rear quarter panel is creased in. They're looking over things right now, but there's going to need to be a lot of work on this car if they're going to try to get it fixed.
Now, I'd imagine the one thing you don't want to do at this point is roll your Daytona 500 car off the truck.
You won't. You can't do that. What a lot of the big organizations do, like Richard Childress, is they may have a third car out in a trailer in the infield that has no decals on it, and it could serve as a backup for any of their teams.
Or it might be in a parking lot over here somewhere as a show car. I've seen that happen before.
That's right.
Cale Yarborough won this race in a backup show car. Or not the Bud Shootout, but the 500.
Now, what I just saw there is we see Richard Childress there with Clint Boyer and Jeff Burton look over the 29 car. I just saw the 9 guys carrying a rear end housing. They were not involved in that wreck, but I think what's happening is these crew chiefs and engineers are working with different toe and different camber in the rear ends, trying to weigh out speed versus handling.
Right now, I need a little handling in my car.
I'm not worried about speed.
My car ain't handling so good.
All right, back to Matt.
And an update on the 29 car. They are saying at this juncture it's going to be a backup car because they feel like this car is absolutely killed.
The 16 car's got quite a bit of damage on the right side of it. I saw it go into the garage too. So.
All right, let's take one more look at this. I believe we're going to be watching from Joey Logano's car. Remember, he was tightly drafting Denny Hamlin when this broke out.
He was a lucky man.
Speed's presentation of Bud Shootout practice from Daytona is